This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. We partner with Mary's Place to help get brand new shoes for kids that need them. And you Rockaholics really stepped up big, man. We raised around $35,000 in this project. And, man, thank you so much for helping those kids get the shoes they need.
There was so many great Rockaholics that were just pointing up the money for someone like Chiton and also Bedcurst Portable Welding in Lakewood. They donated $169.69, BJ.
Nice.
Vadim S, $269.69. I don't know if you're noticing a theme.
Nice.
Christy M, $20.69.
Nice.
Common Ground Trucking, $269.
Oh, that's nice, too.
Yeah, we were talking about that on the Megacast. D. Ted Smith was like, I gotta say, the 69 Club, there's something special with it because it's hilarious seeing so many people donate something with the number 69 in it. And it's typically more than they were originally going to donate, but they up it just a little bit more so they can get to that 69.
And that's very, very nice for the kids, man, because they're getting all these sneakers. They get to pick them out themselves. You can still donate today. Head to KISW.com. Donate, because every dollar counts.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser. It is time to beat Migs. And it's Thursday, so let's get cracking.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, and Kraken Thursdays powered by Coors Light.
Nice.
Yeah, Kraken juice.
Kraken juice. It is donkey juice for the donkeys.
I know, exactly. That's the first thing I thought right there. Let's get to our contestant today. We got Sean in Lakewood. Sean, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye. For those playing at home, Sean will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Sean, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
How many Academy Awards was the film The Sixth Sense nominated for?
1, 2, 3.
No. David Spade played Russell in the sitcom Rules of What?
Engagement.
Yes. What year of the late 90s did Mother Teresa pass away?
97, 98, 99.
97, yes. Who provided the original voice for the Iron Giant?
Vin Diesel.
Yes. A fawn is a type of what young animal?
Deer.
Yes. Who played Kelly Bundy in the sitcom Married with Children?
Christina Applegate.
Yes. According to the saying, what city wasn't built in a day?
Rome.
Yes. James Harden is a professional at what sport?
Basketball.
Yes. Kenny Chesney has the song titled She Thinks My Tractor's What?
Sexy.
Yes. Which Disney film features the song Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Lion King.
Yes. And Sean gets a 9 out of 10.
Ooh, nice.
Wow. And the timer's still going.
Could he have Ken Jennings his way to that first question, Rev?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh,
100% on that one.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Man, yep, that would have been a perfect 10.
It could have been, but he still played it very well.
Good on you, though. I you know what? It was going to be a fight if that was not that kind of question. But you know what? That's exactly.
Yeah, that was a fun tidbit. So I was like, all right, cool, that works.
Yeah.
Steve's back, and I wonder if he's ready to crack. You ready?
Release the Kraken.
How many Academy Awards was the film The Sixth Sense nominated for?
6.
Yes.
Oh.
David Spade played Russell in the sitcom Rules of What?
Engagement.
Yes.
That was a great show.
What year of the late 90s did Mother Teresa pass away?
99.
No.
98.
No.
97.
Yes. Who provided the original voice of the Iron Giant?
Huh?
Who provided the original voice for the Iron Giant?
Oh, no, I heard it. I just.
Okay.
Who the hell's the Iron Giant? I'm going to go with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
Jack Black.
No.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No. A fawn is a type of, what type of young animal?
Deer.
Yes. Who played Kelly Bundy in the sitcom Married with Children?
Christina Applegate.
Yes. According to the saying, what city wasn't built in a day?
Rome.
Yes. James Harden is a professional at what sport?
Basketball.
Yes.
Brooklyn Nets.
Kenny Chesney has a song titled She Thinks My Tractor's What?
Hot.
No.
Sexy.
Yes. Which Disney film features the song Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Sleeping Beauty.
No.
Aladdin.
No.
Frozen.
No. And Steve, you lose 9-8.
Oh,
wow.
Nice job,
what
Sean.
a game.
Yeah, it was a
Thank
really
you,
good
guys.
game.
Happy Kraken Thursday, too.
You too,
Happy
man.
Kraken Thursday.
Go Kraken.
Yeah, go drink some Kraken juice.
And, of course, happy this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Static X. Love it. So, one of the questions was a test to see, basically it was a Steve memory test. Who provided the original voice for the Iron Giant?
I thought I was going crazy. Thank you, Rev, because I'm
Jerry
like, maybe
Seinfeld.
No.
What?
Yeah, it's like maybe we had this conversation off air and Steve wasn't involved.
No,
because
this was
we
on
just
air.
talked about this.
And Jerry Seinfeld is when we talked about the Bee movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's one of your doppelgangers.
Vin Diesel.
It was Vin Diesel. Yes,
we
who did
talked
the voice
all
of the
about
Iron
it.
Giant.
Talked about how likable or unlikable he was, and Vicky goes, he was great in the Iron Giant. What are you talking about?
Amazing.
I mean, sorry.
Well, you don't
You
apologize.
disappointed me.
I failed you, Vicky.
You
Yeah.
did.
Get used to it.
You would think I would be at this point, but I guess not.
And then the Disney film that the song "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" was in was The Lion King. Sean got that one
I was
correct as
trying
well.
to think. That was the one I was trying to think of when I said Aladdin. But I couldn't.
It's about that same time, same
Yeah, I couldn't
animation
get the
style,
words out of my mouth.
Yep.
So, yeah, unfortunately, that got you the loss.
Sure did.
So, yeah, sorry.
Feel good about that, actually. Exciting. And I love the Ken Jennings question, which is, we talk about, Ken Jennings saying sometimes, the answer is in the question. How many Academy Awards did The Sixth Sense win? Because normally you go like, how is anybody supposed to know that? And as it turns out, 6 is in the question. And I don't know if that was accidental, but that's what Ken Jennings talks about, where you game the system with some of these trivia questions because they're so hard to, like, how would anybody know it? But actually the question can give you the answer.
I was just going to guess 9 after that.
Yeah, you got so damn, you got lucky on
dude,
that
of course
one.
I threw 6 out there because of the Sixth Sense.
Oh, good for you. See, you and Ken Jennings on the same, you're the same guy. I don't know
wouldn't
why
go that
you don't
far.
go on Jeopardy and give it a shot.
Because I won't win.
Yeah.
I could probably do all right, like in elementary school Jeopardy, if they did that.
Even then.
Like kids Jeopardy.
They have them. They have they used to do the little kid championships. I know they do the teen tournaments as well.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm ready for teen Jeopardy, but I think I could do kids Jeopardy.
Well, I'll tell you this.
You don't think I could win that?
I don't think I could win that. So
No,
I'm
it's
just
smarter than a fifth grader
going
prove
with
that
our
you can't
same
win.
brain.
Yeah.
He just went online to find a kids Jeopardy game to play,
Yeah.
and the first question was, "What is Uranus?"
Okay, well, that's going to be wicked little kids Jeopardy because smarter than a fifth grader was always a tough one. That was the whole joke of that show was that that adults could not do with fifth grade work.
Ooh, name at least 3 U.S. presidents.
Oh wow, this is then smarter
Steve,
than
can
a
you?
first grader.
What is?
You can do it, Steve.
Oh, come on.
Come on,
Yeah.
dude.
Adams, and Taft.
I mean,
Look at you.
You're not wrong, yeah.
All right, nice. Okay. By the way,
What's so funny, Vicky?
I'm I'm just trying to picture you, like, as they progressively get harder and harder, you're all confident, excited, and then you get one. I'm
All right,
curious.
see if Danny can do one.
All right, Danny?
Yeah.
Name at least 2 of the 13 colonies.
Oh, come on.
Massachusetts and Delaware.
I actually don't know if that's true.
I don't know any.
Oh, there's no answer. I guess,
made that up.
then you don't know.
I don't know if that's actually true.
Yeah, I feel like Massachusetts is definitely one of them. Oh, wait, are they talking states?
They said colonies.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
the 13
original
original colonies.
Oh, and they were
Columbia.
Yeah, Massachusetts and Delaware.
Hooray!
Nice work.
Hey,
nice
nice
work.
going,
All right,
Danny.
throw one for BJ now. Let's see.
Okay, let's see. Would you like...
She's going to get me now regular Jeopardy.
No, we're still doing Kids Jeopardy. I'm keeping this honest.
All right. What?
Go to another one. That's
Yeah,
a
that's
stupid one.
stupid.
Wait, oh, now you don't even get it. Okay.
I don't like it.
All right.
What is the largest state in America?
Oh, that's Alaska.
That is actually true. Yes.
Oh, thanks.
I only know that because I just saw it on a TikTok.
Oh, and that's like a tough one, too, because if you mean the contiguous U.S., it's a different answer than as opposed to the actual U.S.,
My guess is going to be Texas.
which it would be correct if they said the contiguous U.S.
Well,
absolutely.
actually.
So I'm not doing too well in Kids Jeopardy.
No, sorry, buddy.
Or maybe I'll just stick to deal or no deal.
Yeah.
They have a music section. I'll Make a Man Out of You was a song in which 1998 Disney animation.
Ooh, send me the link for that questions.
I
Those
don't
are
know
pretty
that
good.
one.
This is one of my favorite songs in a Disney
Well,
movie.
Babysitters too.
Yes.
Well, that's a Disney movie? It required a lot more than I thought.
Mulan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a
Okay.
man
Oh, that's right. It is in Mulan. You're right.
I would
Damn it.
I would do no good on any game show. I was watching a new one on the Food Network where it's Harold or Kumar. I don't remember which one was hosting it.
Cal Penn?
Cal Penn, yeah.
Okay,
and
it's Kumar.
he's doing like a food thing where they like bring out food, and I was like, oh, I do the good. But then they like ask like ingredients that you have to find in Money Talks or Money Hungry or something.
I don't even know this show.
God, it's an intriguing show, but I was like, I do good at it. Then I'm watching it, I'm like, I would do so terrible at this.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when we play Cranium, I dominate when it comes to like sculptures and humdingers and all the drawing one. But once you start asking the trivia ones, I'm like, whoever my teammate is, they better step it up.
Out, yeah.
What was that one board game that was really popular at trivia?
Oh, Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
No, even that question you couldn't get right. Are you sure you want to keep going? I think that, yeah. What was that trivia game?
The only year like a pursuit of trivial questions.
Yeah, which one was that again? What's that? Oh. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Just don't make it about trivia. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What do you want to talk about? We got your calls. We got your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. Brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. And it does not matter what you wish to talk about as long as you follow Steve's rules.
It's a simple rule, BJ, to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Oh, no goodbye, old friend?
Oh.
Goodbye, old friend.
In my head, I did it.
Yeah. There we go.
My bad.
Wow.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Ed, we could. I mean, after all that, I was like, wait, did we really say goodbye to Ed? I mean,
Goodbye, old friend.
Goodbye, old Ed.
Let's go to Zach in Seattle. Zach, you are on The Rock.
Hey, how about the Mariners?
Yes.
All right, there you go.
Good talk.
So, Zach, it's are you going to be rooting for the Yankees or the Athletics? Because you kind of got to root for one of them. Oh, he's gone. All right, that really was
Was
a good
that really
talk.
all he called for?
That's all he wanted to say.
Amazing.
Don't bore us.
Yeah.
Get right to the chorus. How about the Mariners?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you know what? Yeah. You know what? He's right. How about them Mariners? Let's see if they can keep it going. Yeah. I'm trying not to be a doom and gloom guy because I look at all the stats and both my teams that I care about I'm kind of done with. Even though one of them is still in the wild card hunt, pretty much so. And, well, both really are, but one of them has actually got a spot, and I'm still like, I don't care.
Dude, all aboard. Let's go Mariners. This is exciting. Even if, look, it's just nice to even be in this situation, man. After all these years of rebuilding this and rebuilding that, here's a season where everyone's like, it's going to be a rebuilding year, and they're actually contenders.
Steve, was there ever
they're a good young team.
Was there ever a time in your life where you felt like you knew too much about like hockey that you thought, you know what, I know what's going to happen. I recognize an okay team, a pretender, a decent team, and then a really, really good team. Oh, yeah. See, I've gotten to that point with baseball.
I'm
and
not
I think
a baseball or a hockey snob like you there, BJ.
Well, see, I dive into it and I've watched it for, I've been a baseball fan ever since I was 6 or 7 years old. Mm-hmm. So I have been like just ensconced in it all those years. And enough to know that I recognize, like with all the stats and everything, if a team is really, if they got a chance or not. But
have you ever factored in fun differential? That's what they're talking about these days. It's not run differential.
It used to be fun differential. Yeah, it used to be that way for me. But I think these last few years, it's been more of a just like, I don't know. I feel like Nostradamus. I go, I know what's going to happen here. I know how it's going to go. And I've been right most of the time. I think that's why I got to stop looking at all the stats, because it's like the stats don't lie.
Oh, man. I'm excited. I'm enjoying it now.
Yeah, enjoy the now time. You go right ahead.
Yeah.
And look, there's always that possibility that the team could really just all of a sudden go wild and become a much better team than their stats would show, and that makes for a hell of a season. Talk about a Cinderella story. That's what they're made of.
Well, just talk about how fun it is right now for Seattle sports. You get the Mariners that are still in contention. The Sounders looking good. I don't know when their playoffs start. Maybe in the next year or so.
I think they start in 5 years. Yeah.
The Seahawks are about to start their season. Lots of excitement about that, even though we don't know how they're going to be because they haven't played a starter yet in their preseason games. Maybe they will this Saturday. And then the Kraken are about to start as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're absolutely right. It's really fun to be a sports fan around here. So you know what? I'm not going to ruin that fun. I'm not going to do it.
Fine.
So you keep believing, Steve.
By you saying that, you are.
I know. I'm not going to ruin your fun, but good luck.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a very telling weekend. They play KC, and the Yankees play the Athletics. The Mariners could very well be in the wild card spot. Like, they could overcome the Athletics, maybe even overcome the Red Sox, who continue to stink out the joint. So, they very well could be in the wild card. But when we convene next week on the radio, which would be amazing if everything fell in place that way.
Speaking of sports, someone said I was lucky enough to become a Seattle Kraken season ticket holder. I have two seats in the lower bowl.
Wow.
The current asking price on Ticketmaster for the home opener, $3,500 per seat. Do I sell and miss this once-in-a-lifetime event?
Wow.
What is your guys' price if you had opening day tickets to sell?
Oh,
I don't sell them.
How much do season tickets cost? A
lot of money.
For the whole season. It
depends on what kind of tickets you're getting, but do the math. If your tickets are about $150 times 40-ish games, you got to include the preseason games as well.
Yeah.
Wow. You're at least $6,000 for one ticket.
Yeah.
At least. And with the Kraken, I think you had to sign like a 3-year deal. Yeah. So it wasn't even like you were just getting season tickets for this year, but like you had to agree to several years. 3 years, 5 years, there was like different tiers.
He could pay for basically the entire season tickets if, based on what you've just said. With that one game.
Close to it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think you could put a price on being able to be at the first game ever for, hopefully it's going to be this person's favorite hockey team or favorite sports team.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell.
Do it.
The first game I wouldn't sell. After that,
oh, yeah.
Free reign.
There's no chance I'd be able to go to every game.
No.
If I had season tickets, I totally understand why people are not keeping all their tickets.
How about $10,000? What if somebody gave you $10,000 for the ticket?
No.
What?
No.
Wow. That is okay. You guys are serious.
No. We get a little bit higher than that, than the
then it starts.
Oh, yeah.
It starts to crack.
What are we throwing $20,000?
$20,000.
And no one's going to give you that.
No.
But if somebody was willing to give me $20,000, I'd be like, man, that television, it's nice size. I think I can watch the game at home.
You could literally buy a whole new television, like one of those 85-inch screen televisions at that point. You're basically at the game then.
Or I was going to say, or at that point, you sell your tickets for $20,000 a piece or whatever, and then you buy cheaper $1,000 tickets and still get to go to the first game.
Section.
Yes.
Because it's still going to be a good seat.
It's still going to be amazing.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah.
All right, then. So then why not do the same for the $10,000 ticket?
It's a very good point, BJ. You know what? I'm rethinking this.
There we go.
It's just basic economics.
But then you want to enjoy like the first time in your season ticket. Like there's something cool about that as well. Like this is your section. This is going to be where you're going to be sitting for however long you have these tickets.
Yeah, sometimes, man, it's hard to argue with because that FOMO is real. You don't want to not be there if you went and got season tickets in the first place. So yeah, it would have to be an astronomical figure, I think.
Yeah, so once they keep your tickets, memories are greater than money. I 1,000% agree with that. But obviously there's certain prices up there that you kind of be like, I'd be an idiot not to take this.
Because money can create more new memories.
I am having so much FOMO already, though, just of thinking of that first game and just
not being there. I go in waves, man. There are moments where I'm like really sad that I'm like not going to be able to go to the first game. But then there's also moments where I'm like, it's okay. I'm going to a couple games this season.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy that. I get to watch it at home. I've already put it in my calendar. I'm not doing anything on the day of the home opener.
Oh, look at you. You put it in the calendar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't want to accidentally agree to wrestle or do something that day and then realize it's the day that the Seattle Kraken are playing at home.
Good call.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's getting close. Which is what? We're about maybe almost 2 months away, I would say. Was that about right?
Almost
I figure
exactly,
maybe even a month and a half.
October 23rd, I believe, is the home opener.
Yeah. So it's a little less than 2 months away. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, really. I mean, before when September hits, it feels like it just starts flying right into Christmas. I feel like when September hits, it'll be like, the next thing you know, it's going to be home opener. Or the first game, really, the one that they were on the road playing.
Oh, in Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably cheaper to go to that one.
Right,
Yes.
and then you get to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say you went to their first game. You could argue that way, and then you know what? Take your $20,000 or your $10,000 this person, whatever is going to get. Go to Vegas, and then you are at the first game, and you still get a lot of money.
There's the tickets for the preseason games, the ones happening in Spokane and Everett and also in Kent, are going for a pretty penny as well.
Yeah, like $300.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, you're
Preseason though.
Yeah. But you're getting to see, especially Spokane, I mean, they're coming to your town. Of course you're going to pay to see those guys.
I do like that they're doing that. I think that's kind of a cool thing, just to kind of say what's up to the whole community of Washington. This is not just Seattle's team. This is the whole area's team, and playing a game in Spokane and doing also Everett. And it's also a nice nod to the WHL teams that have games at those usual arenas.
Oh yeah, I totally didn't even realize, my brain was totally forgot about Spokane. They got a team.
Chiefs, yeah,
of course, yeah. It's very, very cool, very exciting.
Someone said my seats for the MLS Cup game, they were going for nearly $2,000 a seat. It would have paid for my complete season, but the game was blanking amazing.
Yeah. See, to me, that's a tougher one to turn down. I mean, the inaugural game is great, but a championship game, ooh, that would be a tougher one for me to sell.
See, on the flip side, I was on the side of I paid a ridiculous amount of money to go see the Seahawks in the Super Bowl the year, sadly, that they lost to the Patriots, but the one in Arizona, and I paid way more than I should have.
Yeah.
But I was hell-bent on going, and hell, we were already there, so we're trying to figure it all out. I don't ever look back on, man, I wish I had, obviously, we always wish we had a couple extra dollars in the bank account, but there's never been a point where, we've had to, I'm like, man, if we didn't buy those damn Super Bowl tickets, we could have done this. Because that memory will never leave me.
Now, let me ask you this, though. Again, that's because you went out there and bought them. Nobody ever made you an offer. What if somebody offered you, you had the tickets and somebody offered you double the value? Would you feel regrets turning it down now knowing how the game turned out?
No, because that was just part of the journey, man. I know it sounds kind of
hippie.
But it was the fun and the nerves. We did not get those tickets until the day before. We were being yanked around by different things and everything kept falling apart, but we still had we're still having fun in Arizona. We're still making the best out of it. We're going and doing fun things and keeping that positive outlook. And I remember it was the day before I got the phone call and the guy's like, okay, let's meet at the hotel and do the transaction. And it was just it was out of a reality show contest, the Greatest Race, whatever that show is.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Something with race. Amazing Race?
Amazing Race.
Amazing
That's
Race.
it.
Yeah.
Just
Something like that.
And then you're still the anticipation of going to get the ticket. When you got them, they're in your hands, and now you're scared that you're going to get jumped for them. Because everybody, that was the year that the Super Bowl tickets were going for astronomical prices. People were, and all the secondary markets were screwing up, and they agreed to sell tickets to people that they didn't even have. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well,
and stupid.
Yeah, I know. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
Then it would have been the greatest weekend of my entire life.
Right?
Oh, really? Okay. Well, it was close, though. Just one pass away. Oh, which should have been a run.
Yep.
Someone said I sold those Super Bowl tickets for $10,000. I bought them for $1,800.
Whoa!
Dude, I mean,
see,
that's such a price difference. That's
a big
great
one.
markup. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. Oh. You pick the topic, you guide the show. It is listeners on the loose, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls and more of your texts at 934 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Want to create a lifetime of memories this spring? Do you remember the joy of jumping as a child? If only there was a way your own kids could experience that same joy safely. Spring Free Trampoline has been engineered to eliminate 90% of product-related injuries. The Spring Free design boasts no springs and a flexible enclosure and proudly offers a 10-year warranty. That's peace of mind. Lock in your ultimate backyard safe space before summer arrives. Visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone just said, hey, guys, did you see that Gene Simmons apologized for what he said about David Lee Roth being Fat Elvis? LOL.
Yeah, Gene is having a backtrack on this as he's trying to tell everybody, because basically what he appeared to do was compare current-day David Lee Roth to latter-day Elvis.
Fat Elvis.
Yeah.
My favorite Elvis.
This is what Gene said in an interview. He said, I don't know what happened to him. You get modern-day Dave. I prefer to remember Elvis Presley in his prime. I don't want to think of bloated, naked Elvis on the bathroom floor. Again, comparing this to modern-day David Lee Roth. Of course, David Lee Roth had a bunch of little kid pictures posting a middle finger, kid wearing the sunglasses. I think he posted it 18 times.
Yeah, they said Roth to Simmons. I mean, I don't know, man. That's not a day that goes by I don't think about a bloated, naked Elvis on the bathroom.
Yeah. So
I just had an Elvis shake at that Create Nutrition place in Puyallup, and it's called the Elvis because it's like a peanut butter-based shake with vanilla with peanut butter and banana in it. And it was so freaking good.
Whoa. Be careful. Be careful. Don't have too many. You'll be naked and bloated on the bathroom floor. You don't want
that was what I was always aiming for.
Yeah. So, it sounds like what it sounds like, but Gene is still like, he's trying to explain himself.
In the course of an interview, I don't mean to hurt people's feelings, and every once in a while, diarrhea of the mouth comes out. I think I said something like, nobody touched David in his prime. And then somehow there was a segue to, Elvis bloated on the ground and, fat and naked, and I don't want to see that.
Wow, I like how he's completely just like, I don't know how that happened. You said it. That's how that happened, Gene.
Do you think Paul called him, and it's like one of many times that Paul has to call Gene and be like, hey, Paul, this is your bandmate, Paul Stanley, and we might want to revisit what you're saying about someone like David. Because Paul was quick to show love for David Lee Roth after all that was said.
Yeah. I got to wonder when I'm going to start rocking the sunglasses. When do I start rocking the sunglasses?
Now.
What age do you get to? Because is that an old person's trick so you can't see how old somebody is by their eyes? Because
it's just a rock star move, man. You always wear sunglasses.
Yeah, all right. I guess I'm going to have to start doing that. And no matter if I'm inside, doesn't make any difference. I'm going to start rocking them.
Please don't do it during the show. We need you.
Why? I think I would look good.
Stuff.
I'd look good.
Yeah, you'll hide those serial killer eyes.
Oh, yeah. He's got serial killer eyes.
The first thing I thought was Betty Davis eyes.
Yeah, see? There you go, Rev. You and I are on the same train.
Oh, my God.
That's right. We're both serial killer trains, but that's okay. We're on it. Gene, foot and mouth, and I think you're right, Steve. I think Paul's probably had to make many calls.
Well, I think he does eventually, in this clip, he does say that he actually is sorry that he hurt Dave's feelings.
I am so sorry and ashamed, actually, that I hurt David's feelings. I wasn't talking about David, but that doesn't matter. What matters is I hurt David's feelings, and that's more important than the intent. So I sincerely apologize for that. I didn't mean to hurt his feelings.
It's almost a good apology, but again, it's a mitigated apology because I wasn't talking about David. Yes, you were. You were comparing him to fat, bloated, dead on the floor Elvis. That's what you were doing. You just got to go. I apologize. I said some bad things about David, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, do the Uncle Dog thing. Uncle Dog made a big mistake.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
One. I mean, that's the best apology ever.
Uncle Dog is so sorry for this.
Uncle Gene made a very bad mistake.
Uncle Gene.
Uncle Dog made a really bad mistake.
You know what happens?
Yeah.
Uncle Dog is going to get punished.
Yeah, Uncle Gene.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope they can be friends.
I don't know. I haven't seen David Lee Roth lately do a show. I mean, I've seen him in person, and he surely doesn't look like Diamond Dave that I remember. But I haven't seen him do a show. I don't know if he's lost it. I don't know if he still can carry a show. I never liked his solo stuff, to be honest. I really think that him being part of Van Halen was really it was David Lee Roth. Him going solo did nothing for me.
But I don't 100% disagree with you on this one. But Yankee Rose is right up there with any great Van Halen song, in my opinion. When I first heard David Lee Roth doing Yankee Rose, I was like, holy smokes, Van Halen, who? And then the rest of the record was okay. Yeah. But that song still to this day, if that song comes on and I'm driving, I better hope there's no cops near me because I'm going to be speeding. It's like one of those songs where you're just like, It's so good.
All right, I'm not gonna disagree with you there. I'm thinking the California Girls, David Lee Roth.
Oh yeah, that's all trash. I'm not. That's why I say I can't disagree with you.
Yeah. But you make a good point, and that's the thing is, I think that sometimes people just have talent because they're around a good set of people that really and therefore they can shine because they're around greatness. But on their own, them trying to do stuff. Maybe they need those other people in the first place to make them great.
And also, I think on the Yankee Road, I think it's Steve Vai that plays guitar.
Oh, well,
it's
you got a good
Smile
guy there.
record, which isn't all that bad. It's, for the most part, pretty decent. But I mean, he had a great backing band with him.
Yeah, and, I don't know who wrote the song, but obviously lyrics were never really Van Halen's strong suit. I mean, the way David delivered them were great, but really it was the song, his showmanship, his voice, the way he just did stuff. If you look at it lyrically, you're really not going to get a lot of inspirational lyrics from Van Halen. So
yeah, that backing band that he had was pretty much like they were just like some monster players. Billy Sheehan from Mr. Big. Greg Bissonette for drummers. The guys played with everyone he was part of Ringo Starr's group, Elton John. People. And then Steve Vai was just an insane guitarist. It was a really just great group of guys, but, didn't really last very long.
And, as you get older, I mean, look, it's just how it goes, Robert Plant's like, you ain't going to see me sing stuff like that anymore, okay? I'm 102. I'm not going to be doing Zeppelin anymore.
One texter said, speaking of feeling old, did you guys know that Pearl Jam are celebrating their 30th anniversary of 10 tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's a great blog on KSW's website that goes through, it's called 10 at 30, a track-by-track breakdown of Pearl Jam's record. It's just a fun one because it's like a quick little blurb about each song, and it just instantly reminded me why I love the record. So I'll be listening to that a lot tomorrow.
Yeah, 30 years old, man. That's just, you never want to hear that. You never want to hear that what you love is 30 because it was new and it was the cool thing. Everybody was into it. Old people didn't understand it. And now here it is. It's 30.
And I was like, it feels like just yesterday I put the cassette in my cassette player and kept listening to it over and over. And I'm like,
wasn't that
that sounds very old right there. And I'm like, I put a cassette in a cassette player. But that's what I did. I remember getting my hands on that. First you see the video on MTV and you're like, ooh. what's this band? This band's pretty badass. And then you find out the backstory, and it's the guys from Mother Love Bone. This is their new group. And then when the record came out, ran to the store, got my copy of it, and it was on. I didn't have the compact disc; I had the cassette. Played it over and over and over, man, nonstop. And then eventually got the compact disc, and I was stoked because then I had it was back in the day of compact discs. They would do this giant cardboard box for it.
Oh, remember
that, the long box.
Oh yeah.
And in high school, what we would do, we'd cut that box, and then you put that in your locker. It's that was the way you added flair to the inside of your locker. It's because it fit perfectly on the inside of the locker.
Yeah, that was a great anti-theft device because they realized that the compact discs were very compact and could be hidden. Mm-hmm. So they had to put them in a container that you couldn't easily steal. But also there was a great, it offered great artwork, like you said, Steve, but it was really an anti-theft device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30.
30 years old, man. Pearl Jam's 10.
It's only going to get worse now.
Yeah.
Just opens the floodgates for all the other records. They're going to be celebrating their 30th.
I'm really sorry to say that. I mean, I have the same feeling about Boston, and you don't even like the band, and it would be sacrilege for anybody to ever said that in my demographic, my generation. I'm sure there were people that didn't like them, but I remember that everybody loved them. It was almost like there was nobody that hates this band, but now they're so old, there are people like you and even people younger that will be like, yeah, they do nothing for me. So yeah, Steve, I mean, Pearl Jam hasn't hit that yet, but man, who knows? I mean, Boston's got 10 years on them, maybe even more. So who knows what'll happen in another 10 years, what people will think of Pearl Jam, except they're still making music. I think that helps out a lot.
Still
I really
touring, still kind of doing their thing, still have a great fan base, young and old. I mean, when I went, it wasn't just people around my age, it was people that were older and people that were way younger.
And to make that comparison, I mean, I have to admit that Boston was really a flash in the pan. Pearl Jam has shown that they have longevity and they can make good music over different times of their lives with, and also mix up their sound a bit. So you got to give the band credit for, doing what they've done in their career.
And somebody brought up a good point. The long boxes also fit the record store shelves in height. I didn't realize
really?
that. I guess back in those days, we had the record slots for where you put all the records to buy.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, too.
Back in the day, there were these stores that just had cassettes
and records. What in the... Back in the day? Wow.
Someone said, BJ, don't you remember when Beethoven first hit his 30-year anniversary?
It was pretty... it was amazing. We thought the kids weren't going to appreciate it, but you know what? To this day, there are some people who still love my boy when we used to hang out together. One
text says, I just got the Alice in Chains Facelift 30th anniversary box set, and yes, it contains a cassette.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, and someone said the Seahawks posted a nice video tribute to Luke Wilson. I'll have to go check that out. Because he just announced his retirement yesterday after re-signing with the team, and then one day later just saying, you know what, I can't do it because of health issues, and he just realized it's time to focus on something else in his life after 2 decades of being just obsessed with football.
And that's going to be heartbreaking because that's what you've had such a passion. You want to stay out on that field, especially, a team like the Seahawks where maybe, Luke, maybe this would be our year we would get a ring. That could not have been an easy decision for him.
Oh, no, not at all, man. I mean, here's your second. He was busting his ass all offseason to get picked up by a team, let alone the Seahawks. I mean, that must have been such a cool moment. And then realizing, you know what, I can't do it.
And he's young. I mean, that's the
31.
Weird thing. Somebody retires from sports and you look at them, you go, but you're 31. I mean, he's younger than Joey D's and he's retiring. It's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Well, good luck to Luke. You know what? He's always been a great friend of our show and always, he's always welcome. He's always welcome in our building, Steve.
Oh, absolutely.
Always welcome in our lives.
Well, once we allow people back in our building. Yeah. Right now, he's not welcome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. He's not.
But nobody's welcome.
Sorry, Luke. It's not about you, though, really.
Yeah.
It's Russell Wilson. If Russell knocked on our door, we'd be like, no, go away.
Yeah, you're right. We'd have to send Russell Wilson away. I mean, you're right.
I just want to see the broken heart on Steve when he's got to be like, sorry, buddy.
God, you'd hate to be that guy. Wow, Russell brought everybody. He brought every cool person in the world, and we have to say, no, you can't come in.
I'd probably have to take the next day off from work.
Yeah.
Personal day.
Too much disappointment. His heart can't handle it, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah. I have a question for you. How did a man doing burnouts cause 2 cars to go up in flames? I'll tell you how this happened at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. You know what, man? I always really am afraid when I get a rental car to do something stupid in it or whatever, and apparently not everybody is. There are people that just go, hey, it's a rental, therefore I will do what I want.
Yeah, most of the time when you have a rental, you think all bets are off. Time to get crazy in this vehicle.
Well, this guy in Madison, Wisconsin, thought like you, Steve. He was driving around in his rental car on Saturday. Said, you know what? I'm going to do some burnouts in this bad boy. So he went to a hotel parking lot, and, he unfortunately spun his tires a little too long, and the back of his rental car caught on fire. And then the flames from that car spread to an SUV that was parked next to him. That also happened to be a rental car. And, they went on fire. He tried to get a fire extinguisher, but by the time he found one, both cars were totaled.
Imagine being in the hotel, just looking out your window. Just sometimes I do that. You see all that, be like, this is the best hotel stay ever.
Oh, yeah. If it's not your rental cars going up in flames, yeah, Steve, that's a great show. Ryan Castle, he's up next. He's got the 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Out of all the people here, I think the only person who might know this is BJ, who wrote the novel Murder on the Orient Express.
It was good old Agatha Christie.
Yes, Agatha Christie.
And I only know that because of a Doctor Who episode.
Fair enough. I mean, Vicky gets all her stuff from Family Guy, so...
I only know the name because of that Beatles song.
There's a Beatles song with
Agatha Christie.
That's Eleanor Rigby.
Oh, never mind. Wow.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Your kids will be saying,
"Please 5 more minutes. I can't believe I did that."
And,
"Look how high I can bounce."
Spring Free is the world's safest trampoline, the place where stories are made. The innovative design boasts no springs, so you know you're safe. Go ahead and create the greatest stories you'll tell your friends. We're back in stock. Get it while you can. To learn more about the world's safest trampoline, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Mom, come watch us.